Against Darkness. We're going to be trying to finish up Milethia's Cave today, and if we get through it quick enough, we might start the second adventure from the core book, which is called The Purple Crystals. Before we get started, I already said this in my free sale video, but I just wanted to say it again in this video. Thank you so much to everyone who left positive comments on the first 4 Against Darkness video. I had no idea what people were gonna think about that video because it's so different from what I usually do on this channel, but the comments were all so positive and encouraging and everyone was excited to see more, so I'm glad to be playing it again, and I hope you'll all enjoy this video as well. Thank you so much. So, when we left off, we were in room number 5. We just fought some kobold skeletons, and we're gonna explore to the south here. So let's get our important sheets out. We need the content table, and we need our tiles. So let's start by rolling a tile. We rolled 5, so it's gonna be this one. And in my last video, I said that I was probably going to get a harder surface to write on for drawing the map. But when I was editing the video, I actually really liked the sound that the paper makes when I'm drawing on it on the soft surface. So I think I'm just going to keep doing it like this. Alright, and this is room number 6. So let's get the content table and see what's in this room. We roll a 5. This tile is empty. You find 1 clue. Roll on the special features table. Now we already have 2 clues. So we already got Milethia's secret. I think the clues are just used to find Milethia's secret, so we're gonna ignore the clue, but we are gonna roll on the special features table. So let's roll d6. Up here, it's another cursed altar. As you enter, a sinister altar glows malevolently. 1 random PC is cursed, suffering -1 defense. The curse can be broken if the PC kills a major monster alone or receives a blessing. So let's get the d4 here, see who gets affected. We rolled a 2, which means Rayan is going to be cursed. But I think we're going to counteract that with a blessing. So instead of getting the battle board and cursing Rayan, we're just going to take Tobias's character sheet here and mark off the blessing. So Tobias has used 1 of his 3 blessings. Alright. Let's explore this one right here, I think. And we'll roll a tile. We rolled 2. It's this corner piece right here. So it comes up like this. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it comes around like that. And that's the exit right there. Alright, so there's room number 7. Let's roll for content. We roll a 5 again, so again, it's a special feature. Hopefully this time it's a fountain instead of a cursed altar. It's not, it's another cursed altar. Okay. Lots of cursed altars altars in this cave. And it is rain again. Now the question is, do I use another blessing or do I just accept it this time? I think I'm just going to accept it. I'm going to save the blessings in case I need them for something more important. So, let's take the battle board here. And now Rain and Lormac are both cursed. -1. Alright. So, now Lormac and Rain both get -1 to their defense rolls. Okay. Let's go to the next room. Hopefully it is not another cursed altar. So we're going to go out this way. And it looks like we're going to run into the wall. We get a 1, which is this 4-way intersection. So it goes down. And it looks like we don't actually have room, because it comes out and then it goes down by 2 like that, and then the intersection would be down there, but we don't have room for it, so it's just going to be a dead end. So what is in this dead end? It is vermin. We roll on the vermin table. Which is right here. We roll rats, 3d6 rats. That is 7. So we will be fighting against 7 rats. Alright. Let's grab the battle board. Rats are level 1. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. I made these first 2 a little small. It really does not matter, but I'm going to redraw them anyways. Okay, so this should be a pretty easy encounter. Level 1, we should tear through them pretty quickly. We'll start with Lormac. He rolled a 3. He gets +2 attack, 1 for his 2-handed weapon, and 1 for his level bonus. So he deals 5 damage, or rather he takes out 5 of the rats. We're already almost done. And I think I'm actually going to have Rain and Tanith skip their turns. And instead I'm going to let Tobias do the last turn, because Tobias has the Vermin Exterminator milestone. So we want to get him some progress towards that. He rolls a 4, which is enough to take out the last 2 of the rats. We defeat the rats, we get 1 added to our minor foe tally. We'll erase these. Let's update Tobias's counter. He now has 12 levels towards his 100. And I probably should have read the description before we started the fight, but no treasure. Each PC wounded must roll a 1 in 6 chance of losing 1 additional life due to infection at the end of the encounter. But they didn't even have a chance to attack us, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's get rid of that. Now, we're at a dead end, so we have to backtrack. The way backtracking works is you roll a d6 when you enter a room that you've previously been in. And if you roll a 1, you encounter a wandering monster, and you have to roll monster you run into. So let's backtrack from 8 to 7. No wandering monsters, now from 7 to 6. Again, no wandering monsters, and now we're gonna go south here into this room. We roll this room right here. I think I'm gonna have this be this entrance right here. So this goes over like that. And then that actually blocks off that entrance right there. So this is actually a dead end. This is room number 9. Let's see what's in it. And we roll on the treasure table. Treasure table is right here. We roll a 2, which means we get 1d6 plus 4 GP. So 2 plus 4 is 6 GP. And we're gonna give it to Lore Mac. And as a dwarf, one of these traits, I can't remember which one it was, says that when you find gold, the dwarf needs to get at least 1 of the gold. So we're just gonna give him all the gold. So 6 GP for Lormac. Each character can only hold 200 gold, but we're not even close to reaching that limit yet. Let's explore this exit right here. And we roll the shape. It's a 3. And it looks like we don't have enough room for the other exit, so this is going to be another dead end. Let's see what's in this one. Another vermin encounter. Unfortunately, we're getting lots of these kind of uneventful low rolls. I want to be getting some of these more exciting boss battles. But we'll roll on the vermin table. More rats. This time it's 6 rats. We've got 10 rats times 6. Now we're probably just gonna tear right through this encounter again. Level 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll start with Lormac. He rolls a 6, and that's going to be enough to take out all of the rats in one turn. We add 1 to our tally. These rat encounters are not particularly scary. But we have 2 more rooms until we encounter Milethia. Let's backtrack from 10 to 9. And we rolled a 1, which means we encounter wandering monsters. Now the way wandering monsters work is you roll a d6. If you get a 1 or a 2, you find vermin. If you get a 3 or a 4, you find minions. If you get a 5, you find a weird monster, and if you get a 6, you find a boss. And when you encounter wandering monsters, they surprise you, which means you roll for their reaction first. And if they fight you, they get to attack first. So let's see what kind of monster we're fighting. A 3, we're fighting minions. So here's the minions table. We rolled a 4, Icy Shadows of the Depths. Level 3 undead minions, 1 attack, 1 life. Never test morale, treasure +1. Shadows hate the light, and any extra attacks target the lantern bearer or anyone holding a light source. However, the lantern bearer has +1 to melee attacks versus shadows. A vial of holy water automatically kills 1 shadow. And let's see how many shadows there are. It's 1d6 +2. 4 +2 is 6. This should be a bit more challenging. I usually write wandering or wand to indicate that it was a wandering monster encounter. And it's Icy Shadows times 6. And normally when you get surprised, you roll for their reaction. But the Icy Shadows have a reaction of always fight to the death. So they will always fight no matter what. So these enemies are level 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And they attack first. Now it says extra attacks. Attack the lantern bearer or anyone carrying a light source. So there's 4, so everyone gets hit once, and then the 2 extra attacks go to Rayan, who's holding the light source. So Rayan could potentially take 3 damage this turn. Let's just roll everyone's defense rolls at the same time. If you don't remember the dice, this is Lormac, this is Rayan, this is Tanit, and this is Tobias. So Lormac rolls a 5, that's enough to defend. Rayan rolls a 1, which is an automatic failure, does not defend, takes 1 damage. Tanith rolls a 2, +1 defense is not enough to defend. You have to roll higher than the enemy's level to defend. So Tanith takes 1 damage, and Tobias rolls a 6, which is more than enough to defend. So Rayan and Tanith both take 1 damage, and now Rayan has to roll 2 more times. Rolls a 3, +2 -1 is 4, so that's enough to defend. And then 2 +2 -1 is 3, which is not enough to defend, so Rayan takes another hit. Now, Rayan is looking in pretty bad shape. I want to see how many Lormac kills first. Well, let's see how many of them are remaining by the time we get to Tobias. We might have Tobias heal Rayan. We're gonna wait and see, though. So let's have Lormac attack. Lormac rolls a 6, which is an explosion, which means we get to roll again. The 3 gets added to the 6, so Lormac rolls a 9, +2 is 11. That's enough to kill 3 of the Icy Shadows. Alright, now Rayan attacks. The enemy is outnumbered, so Rayan gets +1 to her attacks. She rolls a 1, so she does not hit. 1 is an automatic failure. Next, Tanith will attack. Rolls a 6, that's an explosion. +1 is 7, +1 more is 8. I think that 1 is from level bonus. Tanith is an elf and gets +1 per level, but that's only enough to kill 2. And now we've killed more than half. Normally we would now do a morale roll for the enemy, but the Icy Shadows never test morale, so they stay and fight. And now I don't think we're gonna have to buy a seal yet. I think we're gonna have him fight and try to kill this last shadow. And he rolls a 2. +1 from his two-handed mace is enough to kill the last shadow. And we win. We are halfway to our XP roll. And we get a treasure roll +1. So slightly higher chance of getting some good treasure from these enemies. Roll a d6. +1, we get a lucky horseshoe. The bearer may re-roll a single die roll once. Afterward, it loses its magic. Barbarians cannot use it. If unused, it sells for 10 GP. Who would be the best for that? I think it would probably be best on Tanith. Because Tanith can use it to re-roll a sleep roll if it fails. So, lucky horseshoe. Sorry about my sloppy handwriting, by the way. I don't know if it's hard to read. I've never had very good handwriting. Okay. Now let's explore this room right here. To the southeast of 9, we get this room. And it doesn't really matter where the exits are. The important thing is that it's going to lead to the 12th room after this, which is going to be the final room. So we'll have this go like that. I should actually go like that. This comes down. And there's another exit here. And another exit here. It doesn't matter which exit I use because the next room is going to be the last room regardless. But let's roll the content of this room. And it is 7, another minion encounter. So another battle. Let's see what it is. 2d6 kobold scouts, level 2 minions, and potentially a lot of them. Let's see. No. 5. I forgot to cross this out. And 11 kobold scouts times 5. These guys are only level 2. Half of them carry javelins and throw them before the melee, so we are going to take some range damage from this. The way range damage works is that they get to attack before any of your melee fighters get to attack. So half of them rounded down, so 2 of them. And we get to choose who gets targeted. We'll have Tobias and Lormac. So Tobias and Lormac get attacked with javelins. Lormac successfully defends 2 + 2 - 1. And Tobias also successfully defends, so no damage from the javelins. Now we get to attack, and then the remaining 3 will attack us after. So let's start with Lormac. He rolls a 6, an explosion, and a 1, so 7, 8, 9. So he takes out all 5. No, he takes out 4. And now they roll for morale, because we took out more than half. So these guys have morale -1, which means normal morale rolls are a 1 through 3, they run away. If they have morale -1, it means a 1 through 4, they run away. And we rolled a 1, so the remaining kobold scout runs for his life. And it counts as a win, so you still get the XP and the reward. The reward is treasure -1, because this was an easy foe. So Lormac making quick work of those kobold scouts. Here's the treasure table. We get -1, 2 -1, so 1d6 plus 4 GP. 6, so 10 GP. And once again, we'll give it to Lormac. Just because I'm too lazy to divide it among the characters, I'd rather just give it all to Lormac. If he wants to keep the gold so much, he can have it. But I am going to make him give that gold to other party members if they need it to buy stuff later. He can hold it if it makes him feel better, but he doesn't get to keep it. Alright. We defeat the kobold scouts. And our last room, I guess it doesn't really matter the shape of the room, but we'll roll it anyways. It's a 1. So it's just a dead end, so it doesn't really matter. And it is 12. And the rules of the Milethia's Cave adventure said the 12th room will automatically have Milethia in it. So we will be fighting Milethia. So here we go, Milethia the Witch. Level 5 boss monster, 1 attack, 6 life. Never tests morale. Treasure 3 rolls at +1. Each turn, roll d6 to determine Milethia's action. 1 to 3, she stabs a PC with her dagger. This is a level 4 attack that deals 1 damage. 4 to 6, she casts a curse on the PC with the most life, who must save versus level 5 magic. Clerics and wizards add +L to this save on failure. The PC is cursed and loses 1 life on each of Milethia's turns. Milethia will not target the same PC twice with the curse. The curse ends immediately when she is defeated. A cleric's blessing slows the curse for 3 turns. The PC does not lose life from the curse. Defeating Milethia grants 2 XP rolls. If you have discovered Milethia's secret and want to use it, read the alternate ending. So I've played this adventure before, so I do have a bit of a spoiler here. We're gonna read it right now. It's a little ambiguously worded. It kind of sounds like you don't read it until you've defeated her, but you actually do read it now, and you'll see why. So, alternate ending. Milethia cursed Barkalon because he stole their child from her, born from an illicit relationship, since admitting paternity in an affair with the witch would ruin his reputation as captain of the guard. Milethia wishes to free the son whom Barkalon has condemned to a life of forced religious seclusion against his will. Understanding her motives, you may choose not to fight her and return to the city to reveal the truth to the authorities. If you do so, you forfeit the 100 GP bounty and Milethia's treasure, but receive 2 XP rolls, each assigned to a different PC. Now, I am inclined to help Milethia here. I agree with her. I think she's in the right. But there are 2 catches here. First of all, I think it's a little bit anticlimactic to just end the dungeon by saying, oh, we're not going to fight the final boss, and then just leaving. The other thing is that if we read the original page here, basically implies that if we don't do anything, Parkalon is going to die. Now, Parkalon does not seem like a great guy, but I don't think he deserves to die. So here's what I think we're gonna do. 4 Against Darkness has a mechanic called subdual damage, and it basically means you fight the enemy with -1 to your attack rolls, and when you defeat them, you will not kill them. Instead, you'll just subdue them. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to fight Milethia just to subdue her, have her undo the curse on Parkalon, and then we'll go to town and tell them what's going on. We won't get her treasure, but we will get our XP rolls, and I think we'll be doing the right thing. We save Parkalon, but we also achieve justice for Milethia. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight Milethia with -1 to our attack rolls. Now before we fight her, there's a couple things I want to do. So we're going to use both of Tobias's blessings, and we're going to uncurse Lormac and Rayan. Then we're going to use healing on Rayan and Tanith. So the way healing works, you roll a d6, and then you take that number, you add the level of the cleric, and that is the amount you heal. So let's roll for Rayan. 3 + 1. Rayan heals 4 HP. Rayan's max HP is 4. Back to full health. And now Tanith. 3 + 1 is 4. Tanith's max HP is 5. So he also goes back up to 5 HP. Okay, Milethia is level 5, and she has 6 life. So let's start with Lormac, and remember we get -1 to our attack rolls because we're just trying to subdue her, we're not trying to kill her. So let's roll. Lormac rolls a 4, +2 is 6, -1 is 5, so Lormac deals 1 damage to Milethia. Next is Rayan. Rolls a 5. -1 is 4, minus another 1 is 3, so not enough to hit. Now Tanith will go. We could have Tanith cast Sleep, but I think we're gonna wait to do that in case things get dire. So instead. So Tanith rolls a 5. +1 is 6. -1 is 5. This +1 is from level bonus, that's right, okay. So +1 is 6, -1 is 5. That's enough to deal 1 damage. And now Tobias rolls a 1, which is an automatic failure. So that's our first turn. We did 2 damage to Milethia. Subdual damage. Now to determine what Milethia does, we roll a d6. We rolled a 4, so she casts a curse on the PC with the most life, who must save versus level 5 magic. That would be either Lormac, Tanith, or Tobias. Let's just have it be Lormac. So Lormac has to save versus level 5 magic. He does not, so he's cursed. So every turn that passes, he loses 1 life. It doesn't doesn't say if this includes the turn that the curse is cast. It just says on each of Milethia's turns. I'm just gonna say that it does, just to make it a little more challenging. So Lormac does lose 1 HP. And now we start again. It's our turn again. We'll start with Lormac, who rolls a 3, which is not enough because +2 is 5. But -1 because its subdual damage is 4, so not enough to deal damage. Next up is Rayan, who rolls a 4. Again, not enough. Next is Tanith. Tanith rolls a 3. Not enough. Level 5 is tough to hit for level 1 characters. And Tobias. Automatic fail. We did no damage on the second turn. Uh-oh. We might end up resorting to that sleep. We'll see. Let's see what Milethia does this turn. She casts another curse. This is looking pretty bad. We used all our blessings, so we can't use that to slow the curse. Okay, well, Tanith has to save versus level 5 magic, and does not, so Tanith is also cursed. Okay, I might start using Sleep. Sleep lets you instantly defeat an enemy if you pass a spellcasting roll equal to the enemy's level. Elves add their level to the spellcasting roll, so we would need to roll a 4 or higher to pass. And we have the horseshoe, so we can roll twice. And Tanith also has his optional trait, which lets him cast again. Spellwoven. Spellwoven lets him cast without using a spell slot. So if we have to use, take the 1 damage. If we have to put her to sleep, we should be able to. Let's wait 1 more turn before we decide to do that, though. Okay. Lormac will fight. And not enough to deal damage. Next, Rayan. She rolls a 6, which is an explosion. And another 6, so that's 12. And a 5, so that's 17. -2 is 15, which is still enough to deal 3 damage, so really great hit by Rayan rolling the 2 explosions. When a major foe goes underneath half health, they drop 1 level. So Milethia drops to level 4. And now Tanith goes. Rolls a 2, not enough. And now Tobias rolls a 3. +1, -1, not enough. So Milethia goes again. Also, I forgot to take off 1 damage for Lormac in the previous turn. So we'll do that now. Now it's Milethia's turn again. Lormac loses another health. Tanith loses 1 health. And what does Milethia do? She casts another curse, this time on Tobias. We'll see if Tobias can save. He does not. So now he is also cursed. 3 of our players are cursed. And he takes 1 damage. Tobias might use this turn to heal Lormac. We'll see if we defeat her before we get to Tobias's turn. Let's start with Lormac. He rolls a 3, +2, -1. Since she dropped to level 4, that is enough, and we manage to subdue her. So, we did it. We defeated Milethia. We did not kill her, though. Now that we've subdued her, I think Rayan will probably do it. Something tells me she's the most charismatic of the party. She tells Milethia, we get it. You want to save your son, but you have to uncurse Barkalon. If you kill him, you're just going to make things more complicated for yourself. Let him live. We'll go back to town, tell them what's going on, blackmail Barkalon to free your son if we have to. We'll get it done. And she reluctantly raises the curse. We're not going to take her treasure. We're not going to rob her. We'll let her keep her treasure. We'll just get our 2 XP rolls. And let's see. Who do we want to get the XP rolls? I think we said last time Tobias was going to be the first one we were going to give a level. So Tobias rolls a 4, which means he levels up to level 2. So Tobias is our first level 2 character. He gains 1 additional health point, and since his attacks add half a level, he gets +1 to his attacks, +2 against undead. So let's update this here to +2. 1 point from his level bonus and 1 point from his 2-handed mace. Next, who do we want to level? I think we're gonna pick Rayan just because she has so little HP. I want her to have a little bit more HP so she can survive a little bit easier. So let's roll for Rayan's level up. She rolls a 4, which means she levels up. If you don't remember from the last video, to level a character up, you need to earn an XP roll, either by defeating 10 minor foes or 1 major foe, or in the case of Milethia, we get 2 XP rolls. And to do an XP roll, you roll a d6, and if the number you roll is higher than the level of the character levels up. So Rayan goes up to level 2. That gives her an extra bonus to her defense because she gains her level added to her defense rolls. So that's +2, plus she's wearing light armor, which gives her an additional +1, which is how she gets the +3. Rayan goes up to 2, and now she has a max health of 5 instead of 4. Also, I just remembered we fought kobold scouts. 5 of them. Lormac. I forgot to add these earlier, but Lormac, I think he killed all 5 of them, didn't he? I'll have to check the video. I'll check the video and see how many of them Lormac killed, and then I'll add that to his milestone. But anyways, that is the end of our first adventure. I think it ended on a pretty good note. Milethia lived. Barkalon lived. There is no extra text to the adventure that says what happens to Barkalon. We just have to use our imagination. But I think the ending I'm going to go with for our party was that we ended up blackmailing him with the knowledge that we found out in the cave, forcing him to remove the bounty on Milethia and allowing her to see her son instead of keeping him in religious seclusion. That is the happy ending I would like to imagine for that adventure. Now, it actually took me a bit longer than I expected to finish out that adventure. I thought it was going to be pretty quick without the preamble at the start, so I don't think we're actually going to start the next adventure right away, but we will take a sneak peek at it so you can see what's coming next, because I'm definitely going to do a part 3 of this series. I'm really enjoying playing this on camera. Here is the next adventure, the purple crystals, and you can see this is a lot thicker, and that's because there are 2 types of 4 Against Darkness adventures. The first is the kind we just played, where you randomly generate a dungeon. The second are fixed dungeon adventures, where the dungeon is pre-designed, and instead there are numbered rooms. These adventures are sort of like a choose-your-own adventure, where you go to the number, like, here's the entrance. So we would go to 1, and then we would read what's under 1. And so the different rooms have different things in them. Sometimes there are combat encounters. Sometimes there are treasure or traps. Similar types of things that you would find in the randomly generated dungeon, except this time around they are fixed, so they're always the same. It's a more tightly controlled and designed adventure than the randomly generated one. Now, I have played this before, but I don't really remember what is in all of the rooms, so it won't technically be blind, but I don't really remember, so it will mostly be blind-ish. This one also starts with 3 different paths you can take before you start the dungeon. We're gonna wait until the next video before we start this adventure, but I am excited for it. And your characters are persistent, so we will be keeping the same party into this next adventure. Ryan and Tobias keep their levels, so they will be level 2 going into this adventure. Lormac and Tanith will still be level 1, but maybe we can get them some level ups when we play this second adventure. Okay, so it's actually the next day, and I realized I forgot something important about 4 Against Darkness, which is that after you beat the final boss, the dungeon is not over. You still have to escape the dungeon, which means we have to backtrack all the way through the dungeon, rolling for wandering monsters in each room. So this might be uneventful. We might just get out safely, or we might end up fighting some combat encounters. We will see. So let's start right now. We fought Milethia in room 12. We're gonna go back to room number 11. No wandering monsters. Now we're gonna go to 9. Nothing. 9 to 6. We got wandering monsters in 6. So if we roll a 1 or a 2, it's vermin. 3 or a 4, it's minions. 5, it's a weird monster. 6, it is a boss. So let's see what it is. It's a weird monster. We've got 2 here, an Iron Eater and a giant spider. It's going to be an Iron Eater. Level 3 weird monster, 3 attacks, 4 life, standard morale, no treasure. Heavy armor gives no defense bonus against this creature, though light armor and shields do. If the monster hits, the PC takes no damage but loses in order: armor, shield, main weapon, or 3d6 GP if none of the above remain. Non-metallic items are unaffected. So we roll for reaction first to see if we even fight it. We roll a 5, so we will be fighting it. So let's get the battle board. Actually, let me just write this down first. So that was in 6. And this will actually get us another XP roll, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Although we might end up losing some of our weapons and armor here, unfortunately. Okay. Enemy level 3. Weird monsters count as major foes, and all major foes give you 1 XP roll. It has 4 life. It's not going to deal any damage, so we don't really have to worry about Lormac. But we're probably going to lose some items here. It depends how we roll for defense, and Lormac's heavy armor has no bonus, so Lormac's defense bonus is actually +0. So 3 enemies are going to be targeted. Actually, let's just have it not target Lormac. The 3 of these characters all have light armor, so let's pick them. Ryan, Tanith, and Tobias. And, okay, Ryan rolls a 1, automatically fails. Tobias rolls 4. Tanith rolls 3. Tanith and Tobias will defend. Ryan gets hit and loses her dagger. So unfortunately, she is now attacking barehanded. And I believe that means she gets -2 to all her attack rolls. Let me just double check the rule book just to be sure. Yes, unarmed fighting is -2. So let's start with Lormac. So Lormac rolled a 6, so he gets to roll again. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So he actually takes out the Iron Eater in one hit. That's pretty good. We defeated the Iron Eater and only lost one piece of equipment, which was Ryan's dagger. We'll update this to say -2 for now. Alright, so we defeated a weird monster, which means we get an XP roll. I think we'll give it to Tanith, so he gets an extra spell slot. And he rolls a 2, which is enough to level up. Tanith goes to level 2. And when you level up, you actually get 1 life, and I didn't do that for Rayan or Tobias because I thought it was the end of the adventure. I forgot you actually have to backtrack out of the dungeon, so I'll just give them their extra life right now. Oh, and Tanith, when he levels up, he gets an extra attack bonus, so we'll add that as well. No treasure, so we don't roll for treasure. Let's continue. We're in 6 right now. Just cross this off. We'll go from 6 to 5. No wandering monsters. 5 to 3. Nothing. 3 to 4. Nothing. 4 to 2. Nothing, and 2 to 1. And there's nothing, so the only monster we fought on the way out was the Iron Eater. And with that, we've escaped the dungeon, and now we've officially completed our first adventure. Again, thank you guys for all the encouraging words on the first video. I'm really glad you're enjoying it, and we're definitely going to continue this in the future. Like I said, we're going to be playing the second adventure in the next 4 Against Darkness video. But the next video I do is going to be another card game video, and I think we're going to be doing something pretty interesting in that video, based on a suggestion I got in the comments. I won't spoil it yet, but I think it's going to be a really cool project going forward. I think the schedule we're probably going to be on for now is going to be alternating between 4 Against Darkness videos and my regular Patience videos. We'll take a little bit of a break from the dungeon crawling card games because we're doing a different kind of dungeon crawling right now. But Scoundrel and those sort of games will probably come back again in the future, so don't worry. So if you enjoy this game, or if you enjoy solitaire games like Free Cell, Beleaguered Castle, Klondike, those sort of games, consider subscribing to my channel. There's going to be a lot of those things to come. But for now, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great night and sleep well.